Jamie Lee Curtis and her husband, Christopher Guest, have been married for almost 4 decades. Their relationship has survived drug addiction, infertility issues, and even death threats towards their daughter. With Curtis's rocky past and present battles, how does she and her hubby make their marriage work? The Freaky Friday actress was sitting in her living room. She began scrolling through a Rolling Stones magazine when she stumbled across some promotional photographs for This Is Spinal Tap.
38 years ago, I was sitting with Deborah Hill, my friend, in my apartment, and I opened Rolling Stone magazine, and there were these 3 guys in regular old shirts, with their arms around each other. And I said to Deborah Hill, "Ooh, I'm going to marry that guy."
Hill knew the actor's agent and called them to leave Curtis's phone number, but Guest never called back, and the actress went on to date someone else. As the story goes, Curtis went to drop off her now ex-boyfriend at the airport. The couple had just called their relationship off. After leaving the airport, the actress met with some friends in West Hollywood. As I sat down at Hugo's, I glanced up and found myself staring straight at Chris, 3 tables away. He waved at me as if to say, "I'm the guy you called." I waved back, "I'm the woman who called you," the actress wrote for Oprah.com. A few minutes later, he got up to leave. Standing 20 feet away, he shrugged his shoulders and put up his hand as if to say, "I'll see ya." As he left, I looked down at my plate. The very next day, the 20th of June, 1984, Guest called his future wife.
Did he explain why he never called you back?
He's shy. He's the shyest guy you've ever met.
Right, but still.
Ever. He's super, super shy.
The two had their first date on July 2nd at Chianti Restaurant. By the next month, Guest had to leave to tape Saturday Night Live in New York City for a year, and by then, the couple had fallen in love. Reliving the memory on the In Bed with Nick and Megan podcast, Guest says that he knew from their first date that Curtis was the right one for him. While her husband was filming in New York, the actress needed to be in Los Angeles for her film. Perfect. They visited each other often. One day in September of that year, the two were talking on the phone. Guest told Curtis that he had gone for a walk on Fifth Avenue. After she asked what he did on his walk, the comedian asked his love interest, "Do you like diamonds?" And so Jamie Lee Curtis and Christopher Guest got engaged. In December of 1984, 5 months after the first date, the comedic actors tied the knot. Now, 38 years later, they're still happily married. To understand how the two make their relationship work is to understand who they are. Jamie Lee Curtis was born in Santa Monica to celebrity parents Tony Curtis and Janet Leigh. Her parents are icons in the film industry. Tony Curtis's film career spanned 6 decades, peaking in the 1950s and 60s. He starred alongside Marilyn Monroe in Some Like It Hot, and was the star of films like The Grand Imposter, Houdini, and The Defiant Ones. Janet Leigh's acting career also peaked in the 50s and early 60s. She's famous for her iconic shower scream scene in Psycho. The actress also starred in Little Women, The Fog, and Touch of Evil. Leigh also authored 5 books and was a singer and dancer. Talk about a woman who's done it all. Sadly, the marriage between Curtis and Leigh was rocky. Both actors developed substance abuse, and Curtis cheated on his wife several times. The divorce was a rocky slope, too. The famous actress's substance abuse continued to worsen as the messy proceedings played on her mind and her heartstrings. Christopher Guest was born in New York City. He's the son of Peter Hayden Guest, a United Nations diplomat who later became the 4th Baron Hayden Guest, and his second wife, Jean Paulette Hindies, a former vice president of casting at CBS. Unlike his wife, Guest was not born into movie stardom, and there's significantly less celebrity drama in his lineage. Spending most of his childhood in the UK, he then studied acting at New York University's graduate acting program at the Tisch School of the Arts. The Knives Out star often remarks that a major difference between herself and her husband is that her childhood was more about fame and glamour, whereas Guest's upbringing was more educated. As she said in an interview with Good Housekeeping magazine in 2017, she and her husband are opposites. "We have been together for 33 years, and we always will be. He's an intellectual, and I was from the movie or star alcoholic drug addict side, where education was not the most important thing." One thing that the two have in common is that they share a similar sense of humor. Guest is known for his comedic mockumentaries, such as Best in Show, and Curtis, apart from being a scream queen, is also known for comedic roles such as Wanda Gershwitz in A Fish Called Wanda. In their joint interviews, Curtis and Guest are often playful and make a lot of jokes. When sharing her love story and how she said she'd marry someone she saw in a magazine with Nick and Megan, Guest says to his wife, "Now, to be fair, you'd also said that when you saw a picture of Ben Kingsley." This is not to say that the famous couple's relationship has been all smooth sailing. The pair struggled with infertility when they decided to expand their family. "Adoption was the only way for us," the actress said. The couple's first child, Annie, was adopted by the pair in 1986. Their second daughter, Ruby, joined the growing family 9 years later. In 2020, Ruby Guest came out as transgender. While her parents have been very supportive, there's been a lot of transphobia directed at Curtis's daughter. "I have a trans daughter. There are threats against her life, just her existence as a human being. There are people that want to annihilate her, and people like her," the actress said to the Spanish publication Cadena SER. This statement came after Curtis was asked how she pulled off such emotion-filled performances in her movies. The actress says that her expressions come from real feelings. There's a constant fear for her daughter's safety. Curtis continues to speak about social issues in her interviews. One topic she's especially passionate about is discussing sobriety. This is because all throughout the 90s, the Freaky Friday actress was addicted to prescription medications. The Halloween actress's history with addiction began in 1989, after she underwent minor plastic surgery for hereditary puffy eyes, she told People magazine. Curtis was prescribed opiates and soon enough developed an unhealthy relationship with alcohol and Vicodin. According to the Everything Everywhere All at Once star, she was a very controlled drug addict and alcoholic. She never did it when she worked and never took painkillers at 10 in the morning. It was that sort of late afternoon and early evening. I like to refer to it as the warm bath feeling of an opiate, the actress told Variety magazine. Curtis describes the feeling of opiates as how you feel when your body is cool and you sink into a warm bath. She chased this feeling for a decade and kept her addiction well hidden for as much time.
And I had a pocket full of Vicodin. I had a glass of wine on the counter. It was Vic o'clock. I mean, it was just sort of like cocktail hour. And I pocketed 5 of them, put them in my mouth.
The actress told People magazine in 2018, "Getting sober remains my single greatest accomplishment." She started her sober journey in 1999 after stumbling across an article about Vicodin addictions in Esquire magazine. Curtis told Variety that her family had been loving and supportive during her recovery journey. It's possible to assume that addiction could be hereditary in Jamie Lee Curtis's family. This makes her battle against it even more inspirational. In the same breath, it can be assumed that her exposure to the life of celebrities and their explosive relationships is what made the actress so resilient. She doesn't give up or give in easily. Not to mention that she seems to be someone who practices a lot of patience with herself and the people around her. The actress's marriage can be considered successful because she and her husband take what they have and make it work. On Oprah.com, Jamie Lee Curtis wrote this: "Chris and I have a wonderful, complicated, imperfect life. I never know why I thought we'd understand each other when I saw his photograph. Hidden in that smirk, I think, was a little secret that only I knew."